This podcast contains explicit content.
Let's begin the show by starting it.
Hardly focused.
This podcast is hardly focused.
And it gets significantly more vulgar.
Dissecting the news one tangent at a time.
When there's nothing left to burn, you have to set yourself on fire.
Hello there. Hi, Ack.
Hello.
And hello, Nate.
Hi.
And welcome to Hardly Focused. You can find us at hardlyfocused.com. We're on all the podcast apps. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just search for Hardly Focused. And we're on YouTube as well at hardlyfocused.com/YouTube. It is the 1st of November. Rabbit, as they say.
Rabbit.
Apparently a thing you say on the first day of every month. It's supposed to...
I do 3.
You do 3?
Yeah.
Why 3?
Because my girlfriend told me to.
Well, all right. Once you've hit the point in your relationship when you're doing things because the significant other is telling you to do them, then you know what that means. Wedding bells.
Uh-oh.
I've never heard this rabbit thing in my life until 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I used to listen to the Kevin and Bean show, which is no longer in existence, but that's where I first heard it. And it was actually Bean who began the show one day on the first of a new month saying rabbit, and the rest of the cast of the show was taken by surprise at it. So
I'm surprised you brought it up because I was like, I thought this was just my relationship thing.
I'm surprised that you knew it. I figured, Axe reaction was what I was expecting. I didn't think only one of you would know. So,
yay! Pow for the win!
Yes, thank you, Nate. My self-confidence has just shot through the roof now. So
yes, that's what I'm there for.
Yes, Ack, how you been?
Been doing well.
Good.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. It's always
good to see my good friends Nathaniel and Jonathan.
Yep.
It's been a while, and I think the last time, Ack, you were here on the show is when I destroyed that keyboard.
Yes, that's right.
And I have the memento of it, the only piece of it that's left.
Your trophy.
And the video.
As a warning to future keyboards.
Yeah, the warning is work. And work properly.
Or else.
Yeah. You face the wrath of my hammer. And Nate, it's been a while.
It has been.
I think
it was Halloween last night.
Since the last episode. Yeah, let's start with that. I'll kick that off. I slept through all of Halloween.
That's the way to do it.
I went to a very fun party in Animal Crossing with all of my villagers.
Nice.
That's a cool idea. I think I was just sitting here. That's just what I did.
That's 2020 Halloween for you. I
think I was wearing this too. Spoilers. I am gross.
It's okay. I accept you.
But hey, I have Reese's. I have Heath. I have Junior Mint. I have Snickers and Rolo and a Kit Kat, and it's time for you at home to decide which candy I'm going to eat. Everyone said Reese's. That's crazy. All right, here I go. It's Reese's. There's no wrong way to eat Reese's, so I'm going to eat it with the wrapper on.
Now, I'd argue there is a wrong way to eat a Reese's, and that is with the wrapper on. But,
It's not good.
This is Jack level quality right here. I kind of want to go dig into my candy bag now and just start eating things the wrapper's on.
You know what? I think I kind of screwed myself too because the wrapper's brown. So I could have taken the wrapper off and just said that the wrapper was on.
Yeah. Theater of the mind.
It's there though. It's like making the Reese's like a gum.
Yeah.
So that's the experience.
Peanut butter and gum, I wouldn't mix the two. That's just me, though. I mean, this coming from someone who once mixed mayonnaise and seltzer together.
Yeah, am I supposed to swallow?
That's what
you
she
can
asked.
spit, honey. It's okay.
Oh, as I leave my
There you
show
have
notes.
It's real.
Note number 1: Nate eats candy with the wrapper on.
It's called the shell on the internet.
Now, you went with Reese's. I would have said if you're going to do this, do it with the Heath, because Heath bars are just disgusting. I'm sorry.
They're the worst.
Heath is just the worst. It is the worst tasting. It's really good if you need to induce vomiting.
Well, I thought you were going to say that with Junior Mints, because most people think that Junior Mints are just like toothpaste covered in chocolate, but I actually kind of enjoy Junior Mints.
I hate mint.
Ack has always hated
There
mint.
we go.
I was waiting for Ack to chime in on that one.
Yeah.
I've known Ack for like 20 years, and that was the first thing I learned about him, is that he hates mint.
Yep. I think that's how I introduced myself in 4th grade. Hi, I'm Chris. You can call me Ack. I do not like mint flavor.
That's pretty good. That's a mnemonic device.
Yeah.
So did you go with cinnamon? Like Chris Cinnamon?
No.
No. All right. Well,
Good one, Nate. Jokes about it. I like to habitually just eat toothpaste and swallow it. So I love Junior Mints.
oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
That was a pun.
I guess so. That's what they say. I think it's more of a play on words than a pun. So
I once, I think it was for a past Halloween, just bought a bag full of Junior Mints and just went to town on it because it was like, I was like, hey, I'm an adult. I can do this. Nothing is stopping me. I'm just going to eat nothing but Junior Mints. And the stomach pains were something to tell a tale of words.
I've mentioned on the show before that my wife is having an affair on me with the chain of supermarkets called Aldi's.
Ah, yes.
So all of our candy in the house it's just generic brand. It's just like Aldi brand Choco Bar, and that's just like what it's called.
You know what? I love those houses. I love the houses that did like the weird, like the off-brand candies. Like every single house seemed to do like what I just showed, like the Snickers, the Reese's, the Kit Kats, the casual, But anytime you got like a weird, like off-brand, I was like, that's the one I want.
Now, you mentioned that, but Trader Joe's actually had one of my favorite chocolate bar concoctions, and it was peanut butter and jelly inside chocolate, and it was a full.
I can see that being good.
Yeah, it was a full chocolate bar. I have been able to find it since. Like they only manufactured it for a limited time, and I have been able to find it since. And it's one of those things you just can't like recreate on your own, right? Like,
Yeah. If we're going down that road, I would say that you reminded me that I've had a Reptar bar.
yeah, so have I.
And what did you think? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
There's
I was like,
well, let's see. There's about 30 years of expectation behind that, and boy, was I just disappointed.
yeah,
The
they should have
Dino
gone
meat
with,
was a bit gamey.
yeah, pretty much. Like they went with frosting instead of like green caramel. I don't know. Like I'm not a candy maker, so I'm not a Willy Wonka per se, but
Yeah.
if I were making the candy, I would have done it with caramel. Like something about frosting and chocolate just doesn't really work.
It did not turn my mouth green.
It didn't.
No, I mean, that was the whole thing about Reptar bars or Reptar cereal, is that it was lean and mean and turned your mouth green, and none of that happened. The only thing that happened in my mouth were cavities.
Yeah, it was the mean part.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so that was disappointing. So if you want to be the most hated house on the block, if you're not giving out apples or toothpaste, then give out Reptar bars, which you can only buy, I think, at FYE.
Yes.
Yes. But I have one near me. I have an FYE near me. People, whenever I bring up FYE, people are like amazed that store is still around. Like, I've got one literally down the street from me.
It's strawberries that it's gone.
Strawberries has been gone for a long time now.
But didn't FYE replace strawberries? Isn't that what happened?
Did it? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
That should just be the name of the episode. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. I bought a lot of Halloween candy just for myself. And
good for you.
I'm debating today on going to CVS or Walgreens and purchasing even more Halloween candy.
You should do it.
I might try Walgreens because I'm still on the hunt for that the Thanksgiving.
I was just about to say that.
Candy. Ak, have you seen this?
No.
Nate, do you want to tell them about it?
There is this video clip of this news anchor trying this candy corn that's flavored like different Thanksgiving. Is it meals? Like, what is there a theme? Is it just Thanksgiving flavored?
Like a gravy one, a turkey one, a stuffing one, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce.
Yeah, I think it's the full meal.
Yeah, I can't remember the flavors, but I do remember it's you're pretty much on the money there. It's not what you'd think. It's not like the dessert version of Thanksgiving. It is like also the meal version. So it's like,
well, I don't even like normal candy corn because I'm not in the habit of eating candles, but it doesn't sound like it would improve the situation at all.
Hey man, candles are good. Like you got to get the right ones though.
Yeah, I guess if you go to those flavored candle stores, they say scented, but they mean flavored.
They're flavored, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. See, that's
candle
why.
Stores, yeah.
That's why I never go into that store Lush at the mall, because everything in there looks like candy and it's all soap. That's the thing. So like I want to pick it up and start eating it, and like, no, dude, no, that's soap. You're eating soap, mister. And then there's Johnny Cupcakes, which, you know, I'm not allowed in there because I started eating what I thought was confectionery in there. It turns out I was eating the sleeve of a hoodie.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
No one told me it was a clothing store. Why do you have coolers inside a clothing store? What's the matter with you?
Johnny's cool though. I met that guy playing him in dodgeball. I accidentally threw a dodgeball at him and he tried to catch it and he missed. And I got him out and I was like, and everyone's like, dude, that's Johnny Cupcakes. I was like, oh.
He's disfigured.
Oh no.
He's ugly now.
And then like the next round we switched teams and he was on my team and I just looked at him and I was like, hey, sorry. Cool story, right? And then I got $20.
I like your doctor.
There was a bounty on Johnny Cupcake's head.
I like your Dr. Robotnik Johnny Cupcake shirt.
Yep.
I knew a dude. I worked with a guy who wore nothing but Johnny Cupcakes shirts, and I would love to know what sort of money that man made, because Johnny Cupcakes is not cheap.
Yeah, it's not.
They're like $30, $40 a pop. Like, if you're wearing that daily, then you got something. You got to be selling rocks.
You got that bling bling.
Yeah.
What they say?
I am going to be on a podcast.
Is it Hardly Focused? Because you're on it right now.
I am. Oh man.
Jack.
Welcome, Jack.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here.
Friend of the show.
Whoops, I hit my mic.
The podcast is called The Frosted Side. A friend of mine, Dave Morrison, who I've known, I don't know how I know him, but he's a fellow radio guy around the New England area. Nicest guy in the room, I'll tell you that. And his podcast, The Frosted Side, here's the description from their Apple Podcast listing. Saturday watching cartoons and breakfast cereals, featuring Dave Lindquist, Dave Morrison, and a slew of special guests.
Nice.
I feel like does that sound like a sentence fragment to you? Like, I feel like it started in the middle of a sentence. I don't know.
I don't
that's
know
weird
grammar.
I mean, that sums it up, though. It's the whole premise of it is we talk about cereal, talk about our favorite Saturday morning cartoons. I think the eating of the cereal will happen during the episode, so that's going to make for some compelling content right there. Yeah, nothing but loud chewing for 40 minutes. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to. I actually have my cereal lined up, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'll tell you this though, it's disgusting.
The cereal you picked?
Yeah, the cereal I picked is just it's disgusting. So, and I haven't I haven't tried it before. It's just something that I've seen when perusing the shelves, the cereal aisle at the supermarket. It's just one of those things you walk by and you look at it and you say, "God, that looks awful. Who would eat that?" Well, I'll tell you who. Your boy Jack.
And I'm pretty sure I have two, because I think I know the cereal and I won't say it, but we'll talk about it later.
Yes, we'll talk about it off air. And this also coming from someone who experimented by trying canned bread recently.
Yes, and?
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but canned bread, just, I don't know. Well, I didn't cook it too. I just kind of ate it straight out of the can. I guess you're supposed to cook it, but if you eat it straight out of the can, it's not too good.
Is it better or worse than Wonder Bread?
Hey man, I like Wonder Bread.
You do?
Yeah.
That's because Wonder Bread is the best bread that they've ever made.
Kind of mind-blowing to know that Betty White is older than sliced bread.
It's true.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was looking. There was a list of things that are older than Betty White, or that our way around. Yes, I'm on my game today, as you can tell. Things that Betty White is older than. One of them is sliced bread. The other one, I didn't realize this, that the lighter predates the match. You figured that a matchbook would have come first, but mechanical lighters came first. And Betty White older than that as well. Yeah. Huh. So, speaking of celebrities who are old but no longer, Sean Connery. Sean Connery passed away yesterday, 90 years young.
Yep.
So don't be too broken up about that. Like, yes, Sean Connery had quite the impact on the modern film industry, but he was old. He was 90 years old. There comes to be a point, in my opinion, where and it's 75 years old. Once you hit 75 years old, you've lived a full life. If you succumb after 75, then people should just be outright celebrating your life and not showing any signs of sadness, because at that point you've done everything you can. Yeah,
I agree.
Fair enough.
People also didn't realize that Sean Connery was 90 years old. They all thought he was in the 70s. Yeah.
I thought he was younger. So I was like, holy shit.
It doesn't help that the man has looked the same for as long as we've known him.
Yeah, he looked great.
Since Dr. No, he's looked exactly the same.
He really has.
Yeah. If you think like Last Crusade, if you think of anything he did in the 90s, even his last films, he's looked exactly the same this whole time. So, favorite Sean Connery film? I'll go first. This one might surprise you. Finding Forrester.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's where he teaches the young aspiring writer. He takes him under his wing, and that film notable for this line:
"Punch the keys, for God's sake!" Yes. Yes. You're the man now, dog.
Wow, that was the first meme.
Yeah,
it was.
That was a whole website.
Yeah. You were making YTMNDs back when we were in middle school.
Yeah. Featuring you.
Yeah.
They're all pictures of Ack with just really disgusting sound drops behind them. That was what that website was, right? It was just it was a picture and a sound clip that just played on a loop.
Yep.
And there were so many different ones. It would say a favorite quote, "It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a... You're the man now, dog."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For anyone unaware.
YTMND.com. Yeah, wow. That's like right up there with like E-Bombs World and Newgrounds and which, by the way, rest in peace, Flash Player. I think that finally shut down. So the old websites, everything that we were wasting our time with back in the middle school days, back in the early noughties, it's gone. It'd have to be on either YouTube or transferred in some other format to enjoy. That includes YTMND, though.
So, can I take a moment to bring attention to Sean Connery's last living role, the most recent film on his IMDb page? Yeah. 2012, the last film before that was 2007, so this is really the only one he came out of retirement for. Sir Billi.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. I'm on IMDb too, not to figure it out what my favorite is, but
I recommend watching the trailer for Sir Billi. It is one of the worst animated movies in existence. If you are a connoisseur of bad movies like I consider myself, this one is up there. It is bizarre. It is aggressive in how weirdly terrible it is.
Nice.
And the fact that it was the one and only project to get Sean Connery to come out of retirement for, to lend his voice, and is his final role on this mortal coil, just adds to the bizarre mystique of the entire situation.
Jesus, I didn't even know about this. It's got Alan Cumming in it too.
Yeah,
and Miriam Margolyes from I believe she was in Harry Potter. Wow, the film is Scotland's first CGI animated feature.
Yeah, if you just even look at the images, you can tell how incredibly weird and low budget the CGI is.
This looks great.
But the trailer too, on top of everything, just really drives home what a fever dream of mediocrity it is.
This looks like this quality is comparable to like the General commercials, like the General Insurance. Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Jesus Christ. Now they got Sean Connery out of retirement for this. It wasn't a situation where like he recorded the lines, a decade prior, and it just took them until 2012 to release the film, was it? Or did they actually pull him out of retirement?
I don't know. That is possible. I know that there was a similar movie, Food Fight, that I believe I forced all of you people to watch. Yes, I was obsessed with it. Where it was the same thing. It was an extremely high-budget film that got a bunch of extremely well-known actors to voice in it, like Charlie Sheen, Wayne Brady. And at some point along the line, they lost 99% of the work they'd done in it so far. So they had to do another 5 years of animation on the $0 of budget they had left. And what ended up happening was a 15-year late movie that looked like it was animated by a 7-year-old.
It's so good.
It is. I remember watching that. And now that doesn't have a riff tracks with it, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
That's what's astounding about it, is you just adding your own commentary to it whilst I think we were all a bit tipsy watching that too. Mm-hmm. But I remember that vividly. I was thinking of there's a film, and I think I've talked about it on this show before, but it's called The Magic 7, I believe, and it's never going to come out. I think at this point it's just vaporware, but it was supposed to come out on Earth Day in the 90s, and it's notable for having voice parts handled by actors who have been dead now for about 20 years. John Candy, Madeline Kahn. Yeah. If it comes out, it will de facto be the last credits to their respective names, but it was one of those things. It's like Duke Nukem Forever. It just kept getting delayed, and then it just never came out. Well, Duke Nukem finally came out, but here's a more relevant
Half-Life 3.
No, Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, that too.
So Ack, would you say that's your favorite Sean Connery film?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'd probably go with the Indiana Jones movie he was in. I like that one.
Last Crusade.
That's my pick. Or Celebrity Jeopardy, when he was.
I mean, how could you not go wrong with that one?
Yeah.
Now there's countless minutes that you could pick from with Sean Connery on Saturday Night Live in Celebrity Jeopardy, but this is one of my favorite ones.
This is the sound a doggy makes. Mr. Connery.
Moo.
No.
Well, that's the sound your mother made last night.
Just the way she likes it, Trebek.
Catch the semen. So what your mustache is for, Trebek?
It's so good. It's so iconic. It might be like one of the best.
Oh yeah, I saw Daryl. I didn't look into it. I just saw that Daryl Hammond posted a tribute to Sean Connery, because that's what Daryl Hammond is gonna always be known for. Besides Bill Clinton, is Sean Connery. Now I was expecting on SNL last night they would actually
do a tribute.
Yeah, do like a larger tribute. They probably didn't have time, but Daryl Hammond, I mean, he's on the show full time now as the announcer. I mean, he's there.
Yeah.
Throw him in makeup, get him out there, get him to do it, but too soon, I think.
Yeah.
And there was also The Rock from the 90s, which was like the quintessential awful 90s action film because Nicolas Cage was in it. It had like any movie from the 90s that was like big budget action film that just garnered nothing beyond mediocre reviews always had Nicolas Cage in it. And then to a lesser extent, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
But
they liked them.
But The Rock gave us this gem of a line.
You sure you're ready for this?
I'll do my best.
Your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Carla was the prom queen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
Yep.
The man is the definition of fine actor.
Yep, he'll do it.
This shouldn't surprise you at all, but there's a subreddit dedicated to Sean Connery and his speech, just the way he says things. Mm-hmm. And they, I guess, were thrown into a tizzy because of the passing of Sir Sean. And then there's another subreddit called One True God, which is all just pictures of Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, internet.
I had a coworker. He was actually my boss's boss who had, you know how people have irrational fears like heights, spiders, mayonnaise,
opening doors.
This dude had a fear of Nicolas Cage, like a legitimate fear of Nicolas Cage. Like he would see Nicolas Cage and start like hyperventilating.
Huh.
Makes more sense than mayonnaise, in my opinion.
Ask Kate about that one. She knew a kid who's afraid of mayonnaise.
I don't know why I remember the kid's name too. It's just one of those stories that I heard once 15 years ago and I've just never forgotten. It was just so bizarre. It defied all logic. Lodged firmly into, I'm going to forget my parents' names before I ever forget that kid who was afraid of mayonnaise.
That's real?
That is real.
I thought you were just like the SpongeBob thing, like is mayonnaise an instrument, like that kind of thing, but it's a real thing.
I'm glad I caught on to that one too when I said that. Well, you know, you just said it, Ak, forgetting your parents' names. An article came out today through the Daily Mail. Sean Connery's wife talked about the passing of her husband and mentioned that he actually had dementia and was not himself in recent years, was not doing well, but passed in his sleep, which is the best way to go.
Yeah.
And the man, to close out such an epic life, the man retired to the Bahamas and spent the rest of his days just drinking rum.
That's the way to do it.
That's the Sean Connery way.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me to guess how Sean Connery spent his last few years, that would be my guess.
Drunk off rum.
That is so James Bond.
Drunk off rum and losing his mind?
No, just retiring to like an island.
That's the way I want to go.
Like that.
For the record, I want to be like, the senile old man who demands that everyone call him grandpa despite not having grandchildren, who can only get by and feign cognizance by drinking hard liquor regularly.
And
Grandpa
never,
Jack, no relation.
Exactly.
Never eat raspberries.
I want to be able to attribute my longevity to like just drinking hard liquor and smoking cigarettes. Exactly the things they say will kill you. Hey, that's how my grandmother made it to 88, man. A snifter of vodka every day, I think it was, and half a pack of cigarettes.
Wow.
Sounds delicious.
And there you go. A long life well lived. Of my Sean Connery tribute, of my word spaghetti here. Sean Connery, not actually on The Simpsons, but a great reference to him nonetheless.
Can I use your bathroom?
No, you may not. The bathroom is for paying customers only. If you purchase an item, you may use the bathroom.
Okay, how about that?
That is a rare photo of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore. It is worth $150.
What can I get for 75 cents?
You may purchase this charming Hamburglar adventure. A child has already solved the jumble using crayons. The answer is fries. Millhouse, what's going on? You said you just needed to use the bathroom. Now I find you buying comics? Oh, our transaction is completed. You may take the boy.
Wait!
Oh man, I would love an autograph photo of Sean Connery signed by someone else. I actually
it's gonna always remind me of that guy who gave what's his name? Jim Norton, the comic signed by Stan Lee and also signed by himself, thus removing any added value from Stan Lee's signature.
That guy was a nutcase, and I heard Jim just tore him apart in front of everybody.
Wow, I never heard that.
Well, Nate, you'll appreciate this. I was when Ack and I went to see Opie and Anthony back when the listeners could come hang out in the studio in Manhattan. Nate, you'll appreciate this. I have a plus 44 vinyl. It's a single. It's like a 12-inch single. It's got cliff diving and then the instrumental version of the song signed by a different band.
I thought you were going to say signed by Tom.
That would be fucking great. Holy shit. That would be awesome. Oh, man. No, they were just giving them out after the show. And the band that opened for them, the Matches, was outside like busking. And then they were signing
the Matches.
Shit. Yeah, the Matches were great.
I love them.
And then they were signing stuff. And I went up to them like, hey, I really want you to sign something, but all I have is this plus 44 vinyl, and they signed it. So I'm like, sweet. I have a band's vinyl autographed by another band.
That is so cool, actually, because it's the Matches.
Yeah.
I have that song stuck in my head now, so we gotta keep going.
Cliff diving?
No, it's I can't remember. Paper Cut by the Matches.
No, that's a good song. Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi everyone. How's everyone doing out there? Good? Oh wait, that one person said not good? Okay. That's fine.
I'll barbecue your ass.
Yep.
Well, before we segu here,
Before we take a break?
Are you gonna eat more candy with the wrappers on, Nate?
No, I've learned a very, very valuable lesson. Is that the wrapper should be off.
That is, it's a norm, I'd say, a social norm.
I think that's like the most safe one too. Like everything else is plastic. I think that would ruin it. Anyway,
quickly, this is supposedly coming back to our television sets.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony. And in this cartoony, we're invading your TV.
Yes. Tiny Toons is returning. They will be on HBO Max. It's a new series called Tiny Toons Looniversity. Looniversity.
Awesome.
And it's I guess in response to Animaniacs coming back soon on Hulu. I think that premieres this month. And you know what? Animaniacs I'm excited for. I like Animaniacs, but I always preferred Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
And with Tiny Toons, I'm just afraid that, and I'm going to use the worst possible show to call back to, but remember the Muppet Babies?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Remember how awesome Muppet Babies was? Because it would like intersperse scenes from Indiana Jones or Star Wars, or like I learned a lot about like pop culture because of Muppet Babies. And then that show came back within the last few years, and it's just like it's just in name only. It's very much geared.
I actually had no idea that it came back.
Yeah, just now it's actually geared towards like 3-year-olds, and it's just drivel.
It's like drawn different too, though.
It is, and that's what I fear this is going to happen with Tiny Toons. It's just going to be Tiny Toons in name only. It's not going to be the show that we grew up with.
It's possible. I mean, things are different too. Like things were a lot more. I don't know. Like I feel like the television that we grew up, they didn't care as much as what like kids saw. But I think now they have to be more careful.
It's too politically correct now. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be hampered by that. Tiny Toons, they had How I Spent My Summer Vacation, which was
yes, that was such a good special.
I just love I love how Hampton's family with Plucky, they go to Happy Go Pukey Land just to drive by it. They don't actually go.
That is the lower middle class experience in a nutshell.
That's why
oh my, we're having some fun now.
That's why I call everyone's parents mom and dad. I got that from that episode because that's what Plucky kept calling Hampton's parents. I can't remember if it was Hampton or someone else in the car, but someone gets car sick and they're just like getting ready to explode. I remember Plucky just like, Dad, oh Dad, and then just gore everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the episode where they fall into the center of the earth. Do you remember that? There was like a giant earthquake, and then they effectively like go to hell, and they have to try to find a way to get out. I thought that was like the second best episode of the whole series, and it was always a treat too when like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck would show up, because they weren't in every episode, but when they would pop up, it was always like the golden cameo.
There,
yeah,
there they are.
Notable that Elmira will not be part of this reboot.
Because of PETA?
Well, there's two theories behind it. One, because nowadays people might construe her extreme love for animals as animal abuse.
Because of PETA.
And two, the more likely scenario, but again, just a theory, according to ScreenRant.com, some franchise enthusiasts cite that Elmira has possibly been removed from Tiny Toons owing to her ties with the retooled Animaniacs spinoff series, Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain have been confirmed to return in Hulu's Animaniacs reboot, so it's probable that their association with Elmira might pose rights and licensing issues.
Huh.
I always forget there's a spinoff.
Yeah, I thought they were all under the same thing, but I guess not.
Yeah. That's how they tried to, I mean, they're both Spielberg. That's how they tried to bridge the two shows together. But now they're separate entities now. So all the same, Elmira, as much as I love Tiny Toons, I hated Elmira.
Yep.
I think the best thing that ever happened to Elmira was when they did the Saturday Night Live parody episode, and they do the Coneheads, and Elmira like exploded, and it was like I gotta send you guys like the still shot of her after she blows up, because it's actually pretty horrifying, but it's also very gratifying, because like, hey, cool, they killed Elmira.
Nice.
I always want to call her.
I haven't heard that song in so long.
What, the Tiny Toons?
Like when you were playing it, I was like, oh my god, I just got the nostalgia chills.
It's just one of those things when you hear the opening too, you just know what it is.
Yep.
It's on Hulu, I think.
Good rhyme. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony.
I just remember watching it on Hulu about a year ago, so it should still be up there.
I'll check it out.
Wasn't on for very long, too. I thought that show was on for years, and it was only on for 2 or 3 seasons, maybe.
I felt that a lot with a lot of Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah. I think Rugrats was the only show that actually was on for several years. I mean, comparable to SpongeBob, that's still going 20 years later. So I don't think there's a release date for that yet. Tiny Toons Looniversity.
So the university pun, are they aging up the characters? Because at the time, I mean, I remember they went to a school, but was it a high school and now it's going to be a college setting or something?
Now the school was called Acme University. No, Acme Looniversity, I believe. So it could be a follow-up. It could be them as teachers. That'd be cool. They're adults now. Now they're teaching a new class of loons, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of like that when they reboot something and then part of the canon is that they've been gone for the intervening 20 years. I really enjoyed how the Rocco reboot Static Shock dealt with that. I liked the Animaniacs trailer, the Jurassic Park parody.
Yeah.
I think that's funny when they say don't think about it too much, but yeah, we're technically 30 years older than we were, even though we still look like animated teenagers.
There's just got to be a lot of meta references to things that were relevant in the 90s, too.
Yes.
I have this drop. I forgot I had it, but it's from Tiny Toons. Here we go.
Is it?
Pardon me, gangway. Excuse me, you walking area code. Could you move your dadgummit? Excuse me. Dadgummit. You rude dadgum. Cheap way to get snacks, though. Lights are dimming. Lights are dimming.
Guy, the sound system promo.
Apparently I edited that. Okay. It's not the original, but that was a nice surprise. Okay. All right. Well, with that, we'll be on the lookout for the new Tiny Toons and new Animaniacs coming very soon. And I hope I'm not the only one excited for that.
I'm excited.
Good. Mm-hmm. All right. We do a segment in every episode called Hardly Shuffled. This is where we pick our favorite songs that we are listening to as of late. And you can follow our Hardly Shuffled playlist at hardlyfocused.com/shuffled.
Hardly Focused
presents
Hardly Shuffled.
Hardly Shuffled.
Check out the songs that we are currently listening to.
Anna Managuchi, On My Own. The Outfield, Your Love.
I just wanna use your love tonight.
Gil Scott-Heron, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions.
Hear more and follow the Hardly Shuffled playlist on Spotify at hardlyfocused.com/shuffled. hardlyfocused.com/shuffled.
Hardly Focused.
What was that name of that Neon Genesis?
I can never fucking pronounce it right.
This podcast is Hardly Focused.
Evangelina Jolie.
Hear more at hardlyfocused.com.
Man, I fucking love the franchise and I can't even fucking pronounce the name right. The Hardly Focused web store, featuring Hardly Focused branded shirts, stickers, and face masks. Spend some of your hard-earned money at hardlyfocused.com/store.